He's still all intact. He's a little bit ruffled. His boots are made out of rubber and they're drying up. People don't realize that we didn't always have jolly old St. Nick. Santa Clauses were of this order. They were downtown, uptown, and Capitol Hill. But he stood in the window every year for years. He's from the 30s.
Bill Hogan proudly shows off his collection of Santa Clauses at public market antiques. Some show their age, others looked unchanged by time.
It can be a fun hobby.
Collecting the Christmas icon was a pastime he shared with his friend Tom Britton.
He got into this Santa Claus thing, and we already collected Santa Clauses, and my wife and I, and it kind of made a thing between us. I got one, you didn't get it, I got one, you didn't get it, you know, back and forth, back and forth. If we'd find two or something, we'd pick one up for him.
Tom Britton and his partner Luke Crum collected nearly 3,000 Santas over a period of 30 years. But Bill Hogan remembers the day Tom Britton bought his first Santa.
We were looking around the store and he saw this Santa Claus, about as tall as this one. He said, "That's a nice Santa Claus." I said, "Yeah, you ought to buy it." And he did.
It was a purchase that started a passion for jolly old St. Nick.
He was so involved with Santa Claus collection, he would write people like Garth Brooks and say, "Would you please send me a Santa Claus and sign it?" And you would be surprised how many people sent him Santa Clauses and signed them.
In the beginning, Britton would display his assortment of Santas in the window of his taffy shop at Frontier City. But the collection outgrew the window and he moved it to his home.
Every year, he would open his home to the public from about, 1st of December or shortly after. And he had his den, his kitchen, and another big room set up with all these Santa Clauses. And people could come in and view them and see them, shelf after shelf after shelf on the floor. You just had room to walk through his house.
Britton first opened his doors to the public in 1987. The event was free, but Britton collected donations for the Red Andrews Christmas dinner. That first year, he raised more than $1,000. Britton and his partner continued the tradition for 7 years, raising $12,000 for the charity. But Britton had to stop showcasing his Santas in 1994 when his health began to deteriorate. Tom Britton passed away in September of 1995.
This is a very eclectic collection, so we wanted to showcase the more valuable pieces that especially the European Santas that maybe someone here in America have not been able to see.
Britton's partner, Luke Crum, donated their Santa collection to the University of Central Oklahoma in 1996. For several years, the school carried on the tradition of collecting money for the Red Andrews dinner, but they stopped showing the full exhibit about 6 years ago for security reasons.
Too many people had access to the storage areas. When I became director in 2000, my main concern was developing our collections into collections that could be displayed. Being a public university, we want to make sure that everyone can enjoy our collections, but as director, I am very concerned about the security of our collections. We have a lot of school groups that come. We also have a lot of different people that call and would like to bring a group, and they're more than invited to do that. We're very happy to showcase our collection.
While the university no longer has the public tours, they still display some of the St. Nick dolls.
The collection contains a lot of different types of Santas that were made through the years, and it was collected over a 30 to 40 year period. Therefore, you have a lot of values ranging anywhere from 25 cents to 6,000 and more. So the collection really, anything that represents Santa, they collected, and especially anything that was unusual and unique. Well, at first, when I first came on, all the pieces had inventory tags on those, and at first a lot of people would come in when we had more of the collection up and saw the tags and thought they were price tags and pulled out their visas.
The entire array is valued at more than $1 million, with pieces from all over the world.
We are very fortunate to have a Russian Santa that is a candy container, and children were given candy containers for Christmas presents, and it's like a paper towel holder with inside the Santa, and so most of those didn't survive because the children would open them as quickly as they could and smash them against something. So most of the Santas actually didn't survive.
Tom was real. Anything he did it meticulously. Everything had to be just like that. So anything that he repaired for other people or himself was done 100%, or he didn't turn it out. And he did kind of that way with everything he did.